All right. Well, we are going to get started right on time. Welcome to today's masterclass, How to Master Webinar Success Blueprint. We have had a phenomenal week with the challenge. Everyone has by far exceeded my expectation with participation in the challenge. So I'm just excited to be here to expand on some of the knowledge that you've already learned during the challenge. So it is time to get excited about today's masterclass. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Comment or chat below to let us know that you can hear me okay. This is not streaming on social media. So you are in the elusive, exclusive back room, back office. And this is exactly what it's all about and why it's important to have an actual webinar. So welcome. I'm excited. So listen, this is for those of you all that, not only the individuals, because some of you may have been in the challenge and some of you are like, oh, okay, well, I'm on Keisha's list. She's hosting something and I know I need to be there, right? So welcome. Comment below. I believe our staff is there if you have comments or questions that you would like to get answered or get a response. So awesome. All right, we're going to keep it rolling. But yeah, so today's master class is really for individuals that are, I like to say you have a big message and a small list. And so what's happening is you are struggling with getting your message to the masses or getting your message to a larger audience. And the funniest thing is some of you all that are here, you probably go live every single day, once a week, 2 or 3 times a week. Some of you may even go live multiple times throughout the day and you're still not hitting your revenue goal. You are still not hitting your revenue goal. And that's a problem. It's a problem for me. It's a problem for you. So if you're okay with it, I'll tell you in a minute that this ain't the place for you, okay? And so that's who this masterclass is for. Like you've seen other people use webinars in their business. And so you're like, okay, well, I see them promoting them. I see them hosting them. I don't know how they're quite monetizing them, but apparently it's working for them. Apparently it's doing something for them because they keep doing it, right? So that's who this is for. So I'm excited, as you can tell, to share with you today. And so, listen, you are in the right place if you want to learn about utilizing webinars to build your list, to build your tribe. Someone in the challenge today started talking about growing a group. Woo! I'm excited because we grew the group up by 35% in 48 hours. 35% in 48 hours. So that means that you just don't stop. You keep going, you guys. And so you're in the right place if you want to learn how to actually incorporate webinars into your marketing system, into your marketing strategy, into your business model. Doesn't matter what business model that you have. You're in the right place. So but you got to stay tuned. You got to hang in there. This is not for the individuals who are not willing to do the work, who are not willing to learn, to be coachable. It's definitely not for you if you're looking for a quick fix. I'm just saying, if you're looking for a quick fix, you might as well log off now because, baby, you are not in the right place. So over the next 45 to 60 minutes, I am going to share with you some of the some of the common myths. There's about 3 that people say or have heard about webinars. Then we're going to get into the core of, okay, Keisha, and this was the question. I love it because somebody was on my calendar today and they showed up and they said, oh, all right, I'm excited because I'm ready for you to tell me, how am I going to get people on there? I love it. I love it. And a friend of mine, one of my business colleagues or mentors, he's actually a mentor to me. And he says it all the time. He says, powerful people ask powerful questions, right? And that right there was a powerful question. How are we going to get people on our webinar? So yes, so stay tuned, but you got to stay until the end. Got it? All right, good. So that's what we're going to do over the next 45 to 60 minutes. Now I got a couple of housekeeping rules, right? So let me tell you what I do sometimes. So sometimes when I listen to webinars, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm cooking, I'm working. So I'm kind of listening to the webinar in the background. I have my social media accounts up. No, not today, my dearies, not today. What I need you to do is to close your Facebook, because we're not going to be commenting in the groups. Close it down, turn your ringer off, go on do not, matter of fact, I'm going to put my phone on do not disturb. Normally I put my phone on do not disturb even when I go live, because it'll be one of my kids, it'll be my mom FaceTiming me right in the middle of it. So put it on do not disturb, turn off social media, and make a promise to me. Give me about, can I get like 40 minutes of your exclusive time? That's all I'm asking for. I'm not going to even ask for much today, okay? So that's all I'm asking you. And so, all right, so you guys are like, who is this chick? Like, where did you, actually, she said that this morning. I don't know where this girl came from. I just saw the challenge. I saw her post. Who is Keisha, right? Well, I am the #1 virtual COO, helping my clients fire themselves so that they can operate as the CEO of their business, right? I've helped entrepreneurs build systems and processes in their business where they've increased their revenue by 200% in about 18 months. Just 12 to 18 months. I think it was actually less than that. But anyway, so we've increased revenue by 200% in 12 to 18 months, depending on which client. So I only take like 4 of those per month because those are high level clients, right? I am the mompreneur, hashtag sports moms. That's me. You guys know that I have 2, they're beautiful children to me. Like, they're my kids. They're still my kids. Someone says they're too old to be called kids because they're 12 and they're 18. And so my 18-year-old is a collegiate gymnast. Will be competing with George Washington University gymnastics team. My son plays basketball, football. So I tell you guys all the time, I am on the go. Do you hear me? This chick is on the go. So I always like to say, I'm just that chick that lost the same job twice, building a successful business from the comfort of my own home. I consider myself to be a wine connoisseur, you guys, but I've never been to a winery. So my clients are telling me, Keisha, we need a retreat, and it's got to be at a winery. So it's coming, right? So lifestyle entrepreneur, I've created a business around the lifestyle that I wanted to have. And I'll share with you just a little bit, right? But I have a special gift for you guys if you stay to the end, right? You guys stay to the end. I got a couple of gifts, and actually I have some bonuses for you as well. All right. So webinars, literally, like, the #1 way that I was able to build a list and create a lifestyle business. Let me tell you something. August 24th, 2011, I turned in my pink slip and I left my corporate America job on leave of absence, right? Went on leave of absence for 24 months, received my last check February 2000. I feel like it's 12, but it might have been 14. I think it was February 2014. And so, yeah, I lost the same job twice, but I actually went on leave of absence August 24th, 2011. So, and here's why, right? Because some people are like, what? You on leave of absence? Yeah, I'm still on leave of absence, right? Hashtag longest leave ever. But here's the thing. And for you guys that have children, right? That are under the sound of my voice, this is you're gonna hear it. You're gonna feel this one when I tell you. So when my daughter was, oh goodness, I don't know, she was in a 3rd or 4th grade, and she looked at me and she said, "Mommy, do you realize that you've missed the first week of school 3 years in a row?" I'm like, nah, that can't be true. I am like the mother of the year. I get the mother of the year award. She says, "No, Mommy, you've missed the first week of school 3 years in a row." Well, if you know anything about retail, I've worked retail operations management for over 22, 23 years. And so as we prepare for the 4th quarter, which is the busiest season of the year, when do you get ready, right? When is the holiday meeting? It's in freaking September. And so depending on where you live in the country, the kids go back to school the first week of September. So I did some calculations and I kind of did miss the first week of school. And then you guys know like I know, right? It's only 2 times of the year that kids love school. The first week of school and what? The last week of school. I can hear you all saying it with me. The last week of school. You got it, right? So what I did was I designed the webinar success blueprint. And it was designed to create a lifestyle that allows me to be present with my kids. Like that is what is important to me. And some of you all that are listening to me, you want to build a business around the lifestyle. So you may not have kids. I have a friend of mine that says they want to run their business from the beach. They want to go live from the beach, right? And so that may be your desire. But I've been able to make money from home and not have to cold call. No, I have conversations with real people who actually are interested in the products and services that I offer, right? And so as I talk about webinars, if you've ever heard me teach, you always hear me teach about the 5 pillars. So the 5 pillars is the profit blueprint, which consists of prospecting platforms, your products, your portal, which is how your products are delivered, and the people, which is your team. So webinars are the platform that I use, right? It's part of the profit blueprint. It's part of a bigger framework that I use to help my clients build and grow their business. So webinars have been one of the top platforms that I've used because there came a point in time, if I wanted to be present for my kids, that meant that I couldn't travel a lot, right? So I've turned down speaking gigs. I've turned down opportunities to be on some pretty decent stages. You want to know why? Because my kids was either competing or had a game. And to be honest with you, to this day, and this is, this means everything to me. My daughter can look you in your face and tell you without a shadow of doubt, my mother has never missed a gymnastic meet in over 12 years. Never missed a gymnastics meet in over 12 years. And for the last 7 years, I have watched each of them leave out of the house every morning, go to school, and come back home from school for 191 days. I think that's how many days they're in school, however many days they're in school for the last 7 years, and multiply that by 7. So what is the impact that the decision that I made to work from home, to build a business from home so that I could be present for my kids, right? And so they say you use webinars. Webinars are dead. Not. Can you say false? 41% of marketers consider webinars as an effective revenue generating strategy. I think y'all need to write that down. If you do not have a notebook out, you better get one out, right? 41%. And here's the 41% of marketers, right? And I told you that it is the second most effective way, and it is considered to be a lead magnet. We'll get into that in a little bit. But so you're not only are you generating revenue, but you're building a list. All of you that actually registered for this webinar, in order to get the live link to even hear me today, to even hear me present, you had to give me your name. You had to give me your email address. And you had to give me your phone number. Some of you received a text message about 15 minutes ago that I was going live. All right. And that's what it's all about. So webinars are not dead. I mean, every time I scroll on social media, someone is promoting a webinar that they have coming up. So that tells you that webinars are not dead. Okay, so what about the theory that people never attend webinars? People never attend webinars. Well, here's the funny thing. And these are some statistics that I found. 28% of people who watch webinars signed up to do so after registration was over. What? I'm telling y'all, 17% of people sign up when you launch it, right? So there's a launch period when you actually promote, or a promotional period when you actually promote. And 17% actually register, like when you posted, when you promoted, the day that you launch your and announce it. Okay, let's say that the day that you announce it, 17% actually register that day. 28% of people who watch webinars signed up to do so after it was all over. What in the world? Who does that? And here's the funniest thing about it. Another 15 or 20% of people register within 10 minutes of the webinar starting. So don't be disappointed with your numbers. And I can tell you, they say 30% actually show up. They say 30%. So if you have, 100 people register, that means that 30 of them are actually going to show. But with my Ninja system, we'll talk about that in a little bit, we can get your numbers up to 50% of a show rate. I did it today. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. I haven't even gotten to the content. All right. So listen. So 20 to 40% of the registrants will eventually become a prospective client. I think I might have said 80, but listen, if your close rate is good enough, you can get it to 80. But no, seriously, 20 to 40% of the registrants will eventually become a prospective client. So if 50 people out of 100 people that register actually show up, would you not take 20% to 40%? I mean, I know you can't hear. I know I can't see you right now, but listen, let me see something. That's like 20 people. So 20 people, prospective clients, meaning that they're serious about having a conversation. So don't tell me that people never attend. You just don't have the strategy in place to make them show up. All right, keep going. Keep going. Promoting webinars are expensive. Not. I mean, this is what they say. The average cost of a webinar is $100. And to be honest with you, outside of the time and the effort that, myself and my team, it didn't even cost me $100. You have some webinar platforms that cost $100 a month. Not mine. Now that's the average cost of the webinar. We haven't even talked about the advertising, and that's up to you. To be honest with you, that's up to you what your budget is. But advertising is only one of the 7 ways, and we'll talk about that in a second. It's only one of the 7 ways, actually 8 ways that we use to actually get people on a webinar. All right, keep going, keep going. All right, so listen. Now we're going to get to the good stuff. All right, so how to get people to show up. And I love this because, here's the thing about it. Sometimes if you build it, they will come, right? If you not, and I love that, because some people think that just because they post it on social media that everyone has seen it, right? So you have to have an actual strategy. So a strategy is a list of tasks or action items that must be done in order to achieve a certain result. So just because you actually post something on social media, that doesn't guarantee that people are going to show. What other strategies do you have to implement, right, besides begging, that you can actually use to get people to show up? Well, I use social media. Social media is only one of 8 ways that we use to get people to show up. Those of you all that were in the challenge, you saw that I posted the information on my timeline. I posted the information in the challenge group. I posted the information in other groups that I have. So social media is only one of 8 ways. So you have to have a strategy. And in the Webinar Success Blueprint program that I'll be sharing, we actually show you the 8 strategies to get people to show up. You have to have a strategy. And, you know, social media is great. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, you know, a lot of people rely, even live stream, right? Live streaming is a great way to promote, to get people on your webinar. And I don't know if you guys saw the video, and I believe I posted this video, but it's a live stream versus webinar, because live streaming is a promotional strategy for me, right? In my book, live streaming is a promotional strategy because it is an open barrier or low barrier to entry. So you don't have to register. Anybody can get on your live stream, but you never know who's going to actually show up. So when you get on live stream and you're sharing relevant information, you can have a call to action to get them to come to your webinar. That's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I will share with you one of the things that we did do is create a Facebook event. And I don't know if you guys still use Facebook events, but I like them when they are in small groups. Here's why I like them when they're in small groups, because when you have a smaller group, and I believe that it's 500 people or below, it actually sends the invitation to everyone in the group. I don't know if you noticed that, but when you have a group that's larger than 500 people, it only sends it to your friends that are in the group. Write that one down. So I'm going to give you that one, right? Yes, we use social media. Yes, we use live stream, but we also use Facebook events. And what does that do? I mean, people spend, oh my Lord, people spend so much time on social media. It's absolutely ridiculous. But however, if you're making money off of it, stay on it. Okay. You're not going to hear me complain. But yeah, so Facebook events are another way that we use to help get people to show up. And so when you use it in a smaller group, it actually invites everyone that is in the group. All right. So step number two, and hopefully these are answering some of the questions. If you have questions as we are going, if you look down below the broadcast screen, there's a chat box, and it looks like Christine might be available. And so she'll make sure that she gets me any of the questions that you might have. Okay. That's what that is there for. So I believe if you look directly below, yep, it says need help. Click here and start chatting with us, and Christine will answer any questions that you may have. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so how to get people engaged, right? So you guys are hanging out with me. We got, and I offered you like a special bonus to stay to the end. However, you know, there's tools. You can give worksheets that people have to complete in order to get them to be engaged. Like, you know, having a conversation. Webinars are conversational, okay? And so in order to get people engaged so that they stay to the end, all depends on your content. And this is why in the challenge, I had you come up with the 5 topics, right? 3 to 5 topics. And it's so funny because someone said to me, oh my God, I don't think I have enough content for a 45-minute webinar. Yes, you do. You'd be surprised at the information that you have inside of you, that when you actually create an outline, that you can actually talk for 90 minutes and don't even have a clue. And the reason why I say that is because once you become confident in your area of genius, like every day I went live, I'm like, okay, guys, the training's going to be short. Yep, 10 minutes. Next thing I know, it's 22, 25 minutes. I literally did a 30-minute training, and my intention was to do 15 minutes. So it's not hard, right? It's all about the content. And so if you pre-plan and outline your content and you're answering, what do we talk about this week? Helping them solve the problem. If you're answering some of their questions, or if you're touching their pain points in your training, in your webinar, they are going to stay tuned in. And trust me, if for whatever reason that they can't show up, they're going to watch the replay. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes I have to watch training 2 or 3 times, right? The second thing to get people engaged is your energy. I don't know about you. I don't know. I don't know if it's the Sagittarius in me, but I'm passionate about what it is that I do. I love to teach people. I love that you guys are learning. I absolutely love the engagement in the group, but it's my energy. So what if I came on today and I said, today we're going to talk about getting people engaged, and we're going to go over some of the myths, and you guys would fall asleep. I know I would log off. And don't be laughing, because I know you are. But seriously, if I if I logged on today and I was like talking like this, and we were going to talk about how to get people engaged, step 1, and Lord have mercy, I know somebody that does that. Like, they have a very monotone voice, right? And it doesn't change. Like, it just stays the same. Like, I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. Just send me a workbook, right? Okay. So it's all about your energy, right? So number 1, your content. Number 2, your energy. And your passion will be displayed in your energy. It'll come through in the way that you present. And the information that you're sharing, and then even the questions, making sure that you allot time for questions and answering the questions, and engaging the people that are on the webinar, which is why I asked you, if you have questions about, the content or the challenge, look below and ask the questions, because I'll answer them here for you. We're live and in the building. Right? So that's how you get and keep people engaged. I don't do no whole manipulation, like threatening, fear. No. We don't have time for that. Okay. All right. So, and then last but not least is how to monetize webinars. Now, here is something that somebody else have brought this to my attention as well. So it was, how do we get people to show up, and then how do we monetize it? So let me tell you something. Each of you that have participated in this program should have a product that you want to offer at the end of your webinar. If you do not have a product and you want to offer a one-on-one discovery session, I'm absolutely fine with that. One of the things that I like to say is anything between $497, $997, you can sell it from a webinar. You can sell it from an automated webinar. You really don't need to show up, right? And that's okay. But if you do not have products, right, I'm going to give you a tidbit of information that I want you to jot down. Because the answer to monetizing webinars is literally you have to ask for the sale. I don't know how many times did I tell you that you have to ask for the sale, okay? So in doing so, let me help those of you that do not have products in your business, okay? So if you do not have a product in your business, I want you to think about the solution that you provide, right? How can you package that for someone? There's 4 particular categories that I usually use when I decide on how I'm going to offer a product. The first way is it's called DIY, so do it yourself, right? And you can offer a do-it-yourself program from a webinar. It's absolutely no reason that you cannot do that. Well, what does DIY mean? That means that if I sell you a program in my store, I have a couple of programs that you can take yourself through. You can watch the videos, complete the worksheets, and you can complete it at your own pace. And it might cost you $197 up to $497. And so I don't have to do no more work. I recorded it one time, and it's in a sequence or funnel, and it can be sold. So I want you to write this down. What DIY product can I sell? So I know someone had a book program. How can you develop a program where they can do it themselves? Some of you have a program around designing websites. I apologize, right? So how can you create a program where they can do it themselves? Basically, you're giving a template and you're showing them how they can actually do this at home. And some of you are going to try to, do the webinars on your own. I get it. It's okay, right? Then you have what I consider to be like a done with you solution, where you're actually working with that particular person. And so you're guiding them through the process, but they are doing the work. So you're leading them and you're giving them the tools. So what program? And y'all, I'm giving y'all some secrets now. I teach this in my product development program. And so one of the things that I want you to think about doing is, how can I help someone else build or get to the solution? Whether it's writing their book, right? They do the writing, but you guide them. You give them the template. You walk them through. You coach them through how to write the book. You coach them through how to market themselves. You coach them through how to build their own website. It's a done with you solution. All right. And then this is what a cha-ching, right? This is where you monetize. Then you have your done for you solution. Your done for you solution. Well, Nikisha, what is the done for you solution? Well, this is where you and your team actually goes in and you do the work for them, right? You actually do the work for them. So you might go in and, build an entire website. You might go in and ghostwrite the entire book for them. I think I had a conversation with one of the young ladies earlier today. And so, we were having a conversation about how she could create products at different levels. And so one of the things that I shared was that, you have to have a done for you solution, but that is your high-end product. We're talking 15, I'd say 5K. You can say 5K. You could do 10K. We have a $20,000 program, and it's a done for you solution. We actually get together with the clients and we provide 3 services for that client. And so what can you do in your business that you can do the entire entire framework for the particular client, right? So that's a done for you solution. So I usually kind of guide you through those 3 particular ways to actually monetize the webinar. So you have to sell something at the end. And I think I shared this with you the other day. You cannot be afraid to ask for the sale. There are people that are waiting for you to offer them something, to sell them something. The reason that you're not making money in your business is because you're not asking for the sale. I know I'm stepping on somebody's toes right now, and it's okay. I love you. And y'all know, y'all been with me all week long. So, I tell you because I love you, right? But yeah, so Have a product and ask for the sale. Number 2, a strong follow-up sequence. You got it? Strong follow-up sequence. Listen, don't forget about the people after your broadcast. Once you've done a webinar, don't forget about them. Don't leave them hanging, because now you're leaving money on the table. I need you to go turn around and pick it back up, right? I need you to have a strong follow-up system. So just to repeat, right? How to monetize, make an offer, ask for the sale, and have a strong follow-up system. Stop leaving money on the table. Stop leaving money on the table. So why did you guys show up today? Most of you are not sure where to start with webinars, right? You have your title, you have your content. And some of you are probably going to go live on live, what is it? Their live stream, right? And some of you not sure how to get people to register. That's why you showed up. But I'm here to tell you, Periscope, IG stories, IGTV, those are great promotional strategies. But you have to use a webinar, and you have to use a webinar platform. I asked that question yesterday or the other day, one day this week. I said, what webinar platform do you use? And somebody said Facebook. I about hollered. Facebook is not a webinar platform. Cut it out. I'm sorry. I got off topic for a second. Webinars have become the top method in generating revenue from your home. I want you to know that anyone can use these. Speakers, authors, consultants, coaches can also benefit from the use of webinars in your business. So don't say, oh, I'm an author. I have a book. And I just don't see how webinars can be used in my business. You're a speaker, if you're a consultant, if you're a coach, if you're a strategist, if you're an author, you can use webinars to grow your business. So here's a question that they asked me this morning. I cannot wait to see where you're going with this. How are you going to help us? So what's next? Where do I start, Dakisha? Let me share with you, right? Some of you all are going to do this the hard way. Some of you are going to go out on your own, and it's okay. Trust me. It's okay with your girl. Some of you are going to go and try to implement it and do what you learned by yourself. And that is fine. I've given you a lot of tools and a lot of information to get you started. Some of you are going to take the easy route, right? You are going to make the decision to let Dakisha help you put together your first webinar. So guess what we have? We have the Webinar Success Blueprint. Right? The Webinar Success Blueprint. What is the Webinar Success Blueprint, Dakisha? Well, I'm so glad that you asked. So the Webinar Success Blueprint is a program that starts in 2 weeks, right? Starts on July the 30th. Super excited about it. I'm only going to work with probably 15 people this go round, but that's okay. And the Webinar Blueprint, here's what we're going to do for you. Super excited. We are actually going to help you develop the content for your first webinar. One of the questions asked today was, well, I don't know if I have enough content, right? So we're going to actually help you walk through each element of your topics that you chose and help you actually develop some content that are going to help people stay engaged and show up for your webinar. Okay. We're going to help you create that content, that magnetic content for your first webinar. So we're going to help you map it out. And so, and then the next module, we're actually going to show you the webinar email sequence. There's actually 4 sequences. There's a follow-up sequence that goes out, and we're going to actually walk through each of the webinar email sequences for higher show rates. And if you decide that you want to work with me and you join the program today, I have 4 bonuses that I'm going to give you. So hang in there. I know, just give me 1 second and hang in there. So the Ninja email system sequence, right? This is what I call it, my Ninja webinar email sequence. But it helps for higher show rates, right? I'm going to show you the text sequence as well, and in the webinar success blueprint. Module 3, how to promote your webinars. We're actually going to walk through all 8 strategies and help you promote your webinar. Most of you, it worked out perfect. Most of you have already scheduled your webinar for the end of the following month. How fantastic is that, right? So you have just enough time, perfect timing, to help you implement the 8 strategies, not 7, 8 strategies to help you promote your webinars. And I'm gonna give you some of the scripts that you need and that I've used to actually get your webinar going. It doesn't get any better than this. What? I know. All right. And then how to monetize your webinar. So we're actually gonna walk through, right? We're gonna walk through and develop. We're gonna walk through your program to make sure that your program is developed, or at least the framework, right, of what you want to teach by the time you go live. Because I believe that as long as you have, you sell it and you service it, because you don't want to create the entire program and then it's not what your client wanted, it's what you wanted. So we want to make sure that the program that you have is actually based on what your clients need and want. There's a difference, and we teach that, how to identify what they need and make it what they want. Come on, right? And so there's some research that goes into how to identify what your clients actually need. And so we're going to walk through that and how to monetize your webinar. And here's where it really gets good. So module number 5 is how to automate your webinar for passive income. How to automate your webinar for passive income. And so once you've gotten to the point where the webinar is converting, you're actually going to automate that webinar and put it in a sequence of activities, right? I call them a sales sequence. You're going to put it in a sequence so that you can generate passive income. How awesome is that? I don't know about you, but I think that's phenomenal. I have actually 4 automated webinars that are running at this current time, at this current moment. And so they go through the sequence. They'll, they come in through the beginning of the sequence and then they go through the webinar. I have 4 webinars. By the end of the year, the goal is to have 6 automated webinars running, because guess what? Gymnastics season is coming, football season is coming, basketball season is coming. So mommy has to be available to the babies, right? So developing the content for your first webinar, super excited about that. This is the first time that I'm actually giving the email sequences for higher show rates. So here's what I'm giving a day. Woo! And I had to think long and hard about this. So if you decide that you want to work with me over a 6 week, it's 6 weeks, I'm going to give you the actual sequence, the scripts that we use, right, in order to get people to follow up and show up on your broadcast. But wait, that's just one. You ready? If you decide and you make the decision right now by going to thewebinarsuccessblueprint.com, 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 thewebinarsuccessblueprint, yes, I'm typing it with you, .com. If you go to the webinarsuccessblueprint.com, there's actually 2 payment options available. I'm going to give you the software, right? I mean, there's so many different softwares that are out there. Some of them have a monthly cost to them. So I said, you know what? I tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. Go to thewebinarsuccessblueprint.com. We do have 2 payment options. You can either pay in full for $597, or you can make a payment plan of $127 a month for 6 months, and you'll actually get the software plus the Ninja email sequence, right? And we have a VIP level, and I'll share with you what they're going to get in the VIP level in just a second. But I'm not finished. We're actually going to help you. We're going to provide, my team is going to design your online promotional package to help you promote your webinar. How awesome is that? Am I the only one that's getting excited about that? I think that's phenomenal, right? So, wait a minute. One more thing. I know. And this is just for you all because you came out, you hung out with me through the end, follow-up sales sequence, right? I'm going to show you how to follow up after the webinar so that you can actually close more deals. Do you realize that you close more after the webinar? I didn't even teach that. We haven't even taught that yet. You actually close more sales after the broadcast, because I'm going to tell you right now, and we'll go ahead and we'll move into it. And I want you to look at some of the bonuses, right? But here's the thing. Some of you all right now are you are contemplating whether or not, the time is right for you. Well, when is the time going to be right, to be quite honest? If you're not doing webinars, you need to start. But why not do webinars? Why not learn how to use webinars in your business with someone who's worked for herself and implemented webinars for her clients? One of my clients, Rashida Mendez, she actually spoke at the Power Networking Conference, and she turned around the following, she was invited to speak at eWomen's Network. She called me and she said, I need you to put together a sequence. I think we charged about $2,500 for this sequence, and we put it together in about 72 hours, I believe. And she was able to generate, it was a 5-figure launch. I believe it was a 5-figure launch. And just by using the sequence that we set up for her. I have another client, Delatorre McNeil. Delatorre McNeil has the keynote program. He has the Crush the Stage program. We use webinars to sell to his conference. We use webinars to sell, to promote the keynote. These are, you've heard, of Delatorre McNeil, Pam Perry. Like, these are people that I work with on a consistent basis in my business. Like, I've taught this sequence to people who have spent $25,000 to spend 3 days with the company that I worked with 4 years ago. So this is not theory. And why not work with someone who's done it? Okay. So let's just go through really quickly, right? The Webinar Success Blueprint, module number 1, is developing the content for your first webinar. So we're actually going to help you put together the entire webinar sequence. I'll actually show you the blueprint that we use to put together a webinar, and so that it's engaging all the way to the end. Module number 2, we're going to look at the email sequence. We'll show you, some of the best CRMs to use to put together a sequence or series. If you join today, we'll actually give you the actual script to use. It's a template, and all you got to do is plug in your information. How awesome is that? How to promote your webinars. We will walk through the 8 strategies that we use to promote your webinars so that you can get more people, build your tribe, and build your stinking list. And then module number 4, we're going to go through how to monetize the webinars. We're going to make sure that your program framework is designed so that your audience needs it, but you make them want it. Does that make sense? Because here's the thing, you can't sell something that somebody needs. They're going to purchase what they want to purchase, but you have to position it if, it's what they want, and give them a little bit of what they need too, if that makes sense. So I'm going to show you how to monetize. And then once you get the webinar, so the software that I'm actually gifting to you, you don't have to buy anything separate, actually automates. So it does, the platform that you're looking at right now is a software that you're going to get, okay? And it has the bells and whistles. It has the email sequence that goes out. It has the texting sequence that goes out. And so it's all in this one system. And so this one system, and this is why I use this system, is because this one system also automates. I don't have to pay additionally to actually automate my webinar, right? So I don't pay for anything else for this webinar platform, and I use it when I do webinars. So if you decide to go to the webinarsuccessblueprint.com, I'm going to give you the email scripts and sequences. I'm going to gift to you the actual software. My company, my team is going to create your promotional package up to 32 images to promote your webinar. So you can get Facebook covers, you can get event images, you can get Instagram images, Pinterest images, you know, Facebook images, you name it, you can get it up to 35 images of promotional images so that you can show up like the rock star that you are. And so the last bonus, if you decide to make, you know, to take that step today, is the follow-up sales sequence. I'm going to show you exactly what we do to follow up so that we can close more sales on the back end side. And this is true for actually live events as well. So there's a lot more sales that are made in the back, on the back end for events than the actual sale at the live event. So the Webinar Success Blueprint, the cart is officially open, and I kept it in 200, what 253. So I kept it in an hour. Woohoo! So I'm gonna open it up for any questions. Let's rock it out. Let's rock it out. Congratulations, Leah. I see you, girl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let me tell you about the VIP. I am sorry, I almost forgot. So here's what the VIP one does, right? The VIP is $16.97 if you pay in full. But I love this one. Or you can make payments on that one as well. So the VIP session. So we will help you develop your product offering at the end of the webinar. So we'll actually create it for you. Can you say done for you solution, right? We will develop your signature presentation that you will deliver at the webinar. So we're actually going to design the signature presentation as well, right? So you guys see my PowerPoints are designed, and you guys see my promotional items. So we're going to design that for you in the VIP session. And then our team, oh my gosh, our team will set up and install your webinar system. We will actually create, this is another bonus. We will create your lead magnet or freemium to help you generate traffic on the front end side. So let me say that again. The VIP level, if you go to the webinarsuccessblueprint.com, the webinarsuccessblueprint.com, you'll see that there's a VIP access. So here's what you get in the VIP. Let me repeat it real quick. You will get your complete product development academy done for you. So we're going to create your first product, probably priced around $497, $597, but we're going to develop it for you, okay? We will develop your signature presentation. So we're going to design it. We're going to actually have our team design your signature presentation that you're going to deliver on each of your webinars, right? So you're going to give the same presentation until you get it right. I want you to get it right so that you can monetize it. Come on, y'all. And then our team will set up and install your webinar system for you, right? And we'll also, I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw in something else. We will also create your lead magnet or freemium to help you generate traffic so that you can ensure that you are getting your audience on your webinar. So, I mean, listen, I've been doing this. I've been teaching this for the last 4.5 years, and I've been implementing it. I've told you guys I had done 8 webinars in 30 days and literally was able to generate, hey, Sakoni, and literally able to generate over, I believe it was $5,000 in commission. So here's a question that was asked to me. Fantastic. Hey, Sakoni, thanks for hanging out with me. So should the webinar be pre-recorded? That's a phenomenal question. And so here is my response to those of you all that are just starting out. If you are just starting out, I would not recommend that you pre-record your webinar. Let's go back to step number 2 of keeping them engaged. Your energy. When you pre-record, your energy level is a lot different from your energy level when you have an audience, right? And it's kind of the same, like if you pre-record your videos and then you upload them to social media. So that's a great question. So when you're just starting out, I would not recommend for you to pre-record a webinar until you get comfortable with your delivery, right? Now, here's a secret that I will give to you. If you have someone sitting like in front of you, like if you're teaching someone, then yes, you can pre-record that. Some people get a little nervous. So you can pre-record it if you like ask your mama to sit down, right? Ask somebody to sit down. That way you can pre-record it. But I promise you, your delivery will be different. Any additional questions? That's a great question. Any additional questions about the program or utilizing webinars? You guys have been phenomenal today. So what about, oh, Nikisha, what if I can't afford it? Call me, inbox me, send a chat message. If you really I'm serious. If this is something that you seriously want to do, but you can't do the VIP level, right? I want you to comment in the chat box below so that we know to reach out to you. If this is something that you know that you are serious about, comment in the chat box so Christine can let me know to reach out to you. All right. If you don't think that you have the time, you will have lifetime access to this content. I am the type of person that I am kinesthetic. So I can see it, but I have to implement it, right? I have to do it to actually learn the information. And that's what I love about this program. So I'm going to be available to you to actually help walk you through it. But every time you do a webinar, you'll have this information to go back to it to actually use it every time you do a webinar. You can't beat that, okay? You can't beat that. So that's, if you don't feel like you have time, oh, I don't think I'm going to use it. I'm not going to invest in another program. You all see, I don't let y'all sleep, right? You all, if any of my inner circle members are on here, they will tell you, I do not let you sleep. I will come find you. How many of you all received an inbox message from me saying, hey, how you doing with the challenge, right? That's how I do my inner circle people. And that's how I do my coaching clients. Like, that's just how we operate. And so again, I would love to work with you. The cart is officially open. You see the modules on your screen. I've already shared with you what the bonuses are. You see the bonuses. This is an offer that you cannot refuse. This is probably the first time that I've given these bonuses ever. So the card is still open. I want you to go to the webinarsuccessblueprint.com, the webinarsuccessblueprint.com. Any other questions? Come on, y'all. Any other questions? You guys are seeing 50% show rate is still hanging on to the end. So I know you guys have questions. I'm going to give you about 1 minute left. I'm going to check in with my assistant to see if there's any questions. And I'm going to let you guys go. I kept it at an hour. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with myself. All right, any questions? So go to the webinarsuccessblueprint.com, the webinarsuccessblueprint.com. Super excited about working with you guys. So the webinarsuccessblueprint.com, the webinarsuccessblueprint.com. All right, y'all. I love you guys. You guys have been phenomenal. I will see you in the group. We will archive the group in about 2 weeks. So make sure you continue to do your assignment. And I will continue to post and give my feedback in the group as well. It has been a blessing to serve you. And I look forward to working with you all that have decided to go ahead and let me be your coach and help you implement webinars in your business. This is Dakisha Williams, your virtual COO. And I'm just going to tell you, be profitable, baby. I absolutely love you guys. And I will see you next time. Take care.